What's up? What's up? What's up? How you doing? How you been? What's going on? What's good? Oh, you getting it in? Somebody's getting it for you. What's going on, people? Woo! What's going on, people? Today, but they have another day we call Monday. Anyway, they've been said, what's good, people? Oh, anyway, they've been said. As you see, I've been in hiatus. I have not really been making that many videos and stuff like that, you know, because of my own little personal drama and stuff like that, you know, and trying to figure out a lot of things within life, you know, within itself. There's so many different obstacles and stuff like that. And I appreciate everybody who hit me up, you know, in my little inbox of this here on YouTube or on Facebook or on Yahoo. Let me know, you know, and or BGC, you know, letting me know that, you know, you like my messages and stuff like that. I'm far from perfect. I always say that. I call myself Big Sis because your big sis is a mess. You're babysitting me. I'm not babysitting you. And the thing about it is that the reason why I did so many videos and stuff like that is because I didn't want nobody to suffer or go through the things that I went through. And I always feel as though when enough is enough, no one really knows unless you tell them. So, you know, I told them stuff like that. Been on a journey. Met a few new people. I'm going to leave that nameless. Also learned that a lot more people are watching my videos than I thought from my past. Very interesting. Hello, y'all. I mean, I already knew some of y'all, but Mother has lived, honey. Anyway, they've been said. Oh, it's a mess. Anyway, they've been said. Well, I can't even say a lot of stuff because I want to say because I don't want, But then again, y'all wouldn't know which is which because y'all all on the down low, you know, so. Which is hilarious within itself. Anyway, that being said, I want to talk in reference to Bruce Jenner and stuff like that. You know, he's been talking in reference to his transformation, stuff like that. You know, and a lot of times I always feel as though, why are we calling Bruce Jenner he instead of she? Because Bruce Jenner is turning into a woman. Okay, or transforming, or always felt like he was a woman and da-da-da-da. Anyway, that being said, and I'm not going to disrespect, you know, I always feel as though every transsexual has a story and everybody has to tell their story their way. That being said, you know, for some reason, I guess for some reason everybody, well not everybody, but a lot of people feel as though Bruce Jenner is almost like the person upon the platform that's going to help people understand more about transgender women. No, the platform is going to help you understand about Bruce's transgender. Bruce's transition. And the thing about it is that it has nothing to do with me. You know, because my thing is this. Oh, it's here. My thing is this. Transgender, transsexuals, all this stuff is just a big mess. And the reason why I say it's a big mess because you're making the people confused. They don't know what to call you this, they don't know what to call you that. You got people who cross-dressers going inside the women's bathroom, and I understand. And I used to, before I was upset because I was like, well, you know, the transsexual shouldn't go inside, you know, transsexual should be discriminated going against the women's bathroom. But I realized that people that are going into the women's bathroom are not exactly transgenders. You know, the thing about it is that it becomes a very big mess. Now think about this. And, you know, I'm all for my people, but my thing is this, is that, think about this. Somebody goes into the women's bathroom, so they take off all their clothes and come out as a boy. You know, it's a lot. It's a lot. It's a lot. Anyway, they're being said, and of course we take the blame for it because it's not us, but anyway, they're being said. Bruce is a transition. Bruce has transitioned, allegedly starting into, and I ran it through something, and I want to share this video with you. Here it goes.
Today, Bruce Jenner, do you think his public transition helps the transgender community? We invite you to vote at pulse.msnbc.com, especially as we speak now with Gina Lucero, a transgender model and founder of Gender Proud. Gina, thanks so much for being with us here for this discussion here. Very important for a lot of people, especially in the transgender community. We want to point out here, while Jenner says he identifies as a woman, you know, he has not yet indicated that he would want to be referred to, you know, by a female. So we're using male pronouns for now until he makes that final step. I want to ask you, he's really one of the most high-profile people to come out as transgender. Talk about the impact, knowing what we're talking, well, who he is as a gold medalist, as the epitome of masculinity, and now he's coming out and saying, I am a woman.
You know, again, thank you for having me here. It's so powerful. I mean, this moment is so powerful for the transgender community and people all over the world, not just the transgender community, but people that are gender non-conforming, the queer, you know, identities all over the world. You know, like I love that interview because it showed this very nuance. It was a very powerful and empathetic interview, because transgender people are like that. We are multidimensional identities. And, you know, I have friends in the Philippines that have already asked me, like, where can I see this interview? People want to know. People want to identify on something. And because of the huge impact that this will create, it will save lives, you know?
Well, let me ask you this. You know, he said he does want to bring awareness for those struggling in the same way. But then there are the criticism here. Some members of the LGBT community and some people out there saying, you know what, he's part of a reality show. He's part of the Kardashian clan, you know, where they're all about the publicity and all about. So what's your reaction to say that maybe in the back of this, yes, he's doing some good, but maybe it needs some ratings along with it?
Well, I have to be honest, like at the beginning, I was a little bit skeptical myself. But after watching the interview, you see this very nuance, and you really know that they really studied and they really wanted to make sure that they get this right. And I think it's so important to point that out. And what's most important is like also this is a person of wealth. This is a person of privilege. You know, this is just one story. You know, there's other stories. Now that you see a lot of transgender people are being interviewed, we need to have this deeper conversations about, like, we're not just talking about the coming out story. We're also talking about the wellness and make sure that trans people are being covered about the story about thriving and being successful.
And then there are the questions too, which Bruce Jenner, he addressed his sexuality on that interview. Let's listen.
I never was attracted to the guys or any of that kind of stuff, okay? Because sexuality was totally different than what my issues were. And I always felt heterosexual.
And that struck me too, because he says, you know, there's a difference between sexual and gender identity. When he asks, he says, you know what, at this point he's kind of asexual. He's going to figure that out down the road because he's taking such a huge step now. But it was important for him to distinguish that.
It's important for him, which is beautifully done, but most importantly, how big this is. It is so important that from here on, we're going to have this conversation that gender and sexual preference are completely different things, right? I think for the longest time, our communities and our society have been led to believe that gender is a binary, that you're just male or female. It is not. Based on lived experiences from transgender people and gender non-conforming people, it is not. Gender is a spectrum. It is a fluid. I mean, like, I am a product from a culture in the Philippines that had history of gender fluidity. Transgender identity, it's not a new identity. We've always been around for the longest time.
Well, we so appreciate your continuing the discussion. I'm sure many, you know, in the LGBT community and outside will continue this discussion as well. Gina Rosero, thank you so much for that.
Thank you for having me.
And Bruce Jenner's Newsmaking interview is the subject of our Bing Pulse question today. We asked you, do you think his public transition helps the transgender community? Take a look at our scoreboard right now. It shows us where we stand so far in real time. Take a look. 19% of you said no, will not help the trans community. 81% say yes, it will at one point.
Okay, now you saw that video and stuff like that. Now, I found it, you know, understandable that it was like saying he and stuff like that. And, you know, to me, I feel as though if you're going to be a positive influence on the girls like me, since you're leaving that type of environment of society, you should start calling yourself she, because it will help people understand more of what we are, trying to show people that we are. Now, if you start this he stuff, it only confirms what people have been saying from the beginning. And they will say, well, he transformed, so if he transformed and he's one of you and he just started to call himself she, then you must be a he that transformed and start calling yourself she. Like I said before, you're on that platform. If you're really coming on this side, if you really want to stand like a true leader within the, you know, advocate as far as being a transgender, you need to really start changing the words and give people much more of a better understanding. Saying, well, I'm Bruce Jenner, I'm now a woman, don't call me he no more, I'm a she. But then I have to think about that, and I say, you know what, the reason why he says that is because of, he has children, and he has a wife, and if he says, I'm she now, just imagine that's your child, I mean your father, and he said, I'm she now, so they're like, oh, he says, my whole life has been a lie. So you're trying to say that your kids have been a lie, your wife has been a lie, and everything that's been in your past has been, they all been a lie. You know, so I understand how he has to tippy-toe through this because he can't say but so much. Because he makes everything out of his past been a lie. He says, my whole life has been waiting all up to this. I really feel as though, in order to be have a fair chance within the jury of society, I think myself, my opinion, I think I did it in the dark. It just came out, reoccurred, and I would have let y'all know who I was. That's just my opinion. But then again, I guess when you're so much in that platform, you have to. You know, and then this is what happens when you have kids and stuff like that, and, you know, you're living your life. This is what happens.
I want Bruce to do what's best for him. I just wish, like, you couldn't have given us a little more time to, like, hang out with you some more or get any time during, like, the transition time.
I think I mean, first and foremost, we all support your decision. Chloe's method of dealing with things is just a little bit more harsh than, you know. No, I just want honesty. Just keep it honest. Totally. I've always been Team Bruce.
Chloe.
Always been on your side.
Chloe.
Thanks for calling me after I left your house. I haven't spoke to you since then when I left in tears. So you obviously...
You didn't call me either.
Why should I? You're the one who was lying to me.
I'm not lying, Chloe.
You were. Until we got it out of you.
I didn't tell you.
Now, see, Chloe's not taking it very well. She's upset. She's like, I don't understand why I was on a short period of time if I didn't know you was going to change and stuff like that. She made his transformation about her, and it's no longer about Bruce. Now, he done waited over to 65 years old. You know, middle-aged woman now. And now, they're saying you should even change now. I can't say I blame her. I can't say I blame him. But if you're going to live your life, and you're going to live it to the fullest, you have to step up with no apologies. And the sad part about it is that Bruce is grabbing on a lot of people, taking him with him, and he's not being fair on them, and he's not being fair to him as well. It's a damn if you do, damn if you do, damn if you do, damn if you don't type of thing. And the thing about that gets me is that at some point he's just going to have to say, fuck it. I'm going to do me. He's going to have to. He's going to have to get real selfish, because in order to live his life to his truth and become her, and all of a sudden to live his life as his truth and become her completely, he's going to have to say fuck it. And a lot of people are going to he's not going to be able to walk away from this without feelings being hurt. I'm sorry, it's just not going to happen. It's not going to happen. You got sons, you got daughters, you got a lot that's going on, and everybody's not going to join on to the thing. In order to be true to you, you got to be true to you, and that also may need being very selfish. But it is what it is, and you made this mess, and you got to lay in it, and it is what it is. Anyway, that being said, and due to a lot of power that Bruce has on the platform, I'm sorry, but Bruce is going to have to suffer some type of repercussions of it. Everybody's not going to join in the bandwagon, and everybody's not going to be happy. A lot of transsexual, a lot of gay people have to become selfish to live their life, and live their life for their truth. And at some point, Bruce is going to have to be selfish to live his life. He's 65 years old, and you're on a clock. You're a middle-aged woman on the way, even though you're still saying man. You're not really sure if you're going to mess with men or not. There's a lot of confusion going on within your world. I hate to say this, but you're going to have to get to a point where you have to say, fuck it. Unfortunately, you have kids and stuff like that, but at some point, they're going to come around. And those who are not going to come around, just not going to come around. But I don't see you walking away from this with a clean slate. Anyway, that being said, I want to hear how you feel about this. I want to hear how you feel about this being transformation, living your truth. Anyway, that being said, I want to say hello, all new people. Boom. I want to say, oh, people, bam. And I want to thank you for watching. Thank you for subscribing. What you do to you, I want you to do the best way that you can. And if nobody likes it, then fuck them.